Hello everyone, Professor Vatcraft is here and welcome back to another Funredstone episode. Today is episode 47 and in today's episode I'm gonna show to all of you a new piston door concept for Minecraft in general. I call this concept the Alive Coral Blocks Piston Door. If you have heard of this concept before, let me know in the comments below. Today's episode we're gonna split into two parts. The first part will be the concept explanation. I will be explaining the concept behind this piston door and how to implement it into a piston door. The second part of the episode will be the redstone explanation. I will gonna make the redstone as simple to understand as I can, so you don't have to worry about the redstone spaghetti behind me. Alright, with all of that out of the way, let's get right into today's episode. Okay, this is the concept explanation time. Now as you can see here, the piston door is a little bit different, and different here I mean the block that I use here. If you paying attention to the block here, this is not the normal block. This is the alive coral blocks. More specifically, this is the tube coral block. Now the concept here is this: you have to make a piston door, and the piston door blocks, that is the block that made the piston door here, the 3x3 piston door in this case, it needs to be the alive coral blocks. So if you don't know the alive coral blocks, you can found them in a lagoon ocean where there is a coral reef, and it is always a very beautiful sight to see in Minecraft. You can get these blocks over there, and they have if I remember correctly 16 colors for like 15 colors, well basically all of the bright colors. I am not an artist, so I don't specifically know the correct gradient for a coral plant. Anyway, you have to use the corals here, the coral blocks, to make the piston door blocks, as you can see here, and you have to keep it alive. Now the first major problem with this concept is how to keep the coral blocks alive, because well, in order to keep the coral blocks alive like this, you need water. It can be at any stage. It can be a water source, it can be a water stream, it can even be a waterlogged blocks. It just needs to be next to the coral blocks on all 6 sizes. Then the coral blocks will not die. So yeah, that is basically the method to keep the coral blocks alive. Now we have to implement that feature into a piston door. Now, for example, over here I use let's see, over here I use waterlogged stairs there in order to keep the coral blocks alive. And let's see here, how can I show to all of you this? Maybe the best will be open the door. As you can see, we have water from the top here flowing down to here in order to keep the coral blocks alive in this area when the piston door is closed. So let me summarize everything. Basically, you have to make a piston door which use this sort of blocks, and you have to keep it alive in order to do this concept. Very simple to understand, right? So yeah, that is basically the concept. You have to do that, And one more thing, you have to keep it alive from both the opening and the closing of the piston door, which means you have to have water on all of the side, at least one side of the coral blocks. So yeah, that is basically how the concept works, and this concept can be expanded. It doesn't need to be a 3x3, it can be a 4x4 or 5x5 if you are very talented at making piston door. So yeah, that is basically the concept. Let's get to our next part for the episode, which is the redstone explanation. Now for the redstone explanation, I will not gonna explain all of this redstone spaghetti right here. It is very complicated. I will just gonna explain the basic principle of how the piston sequence works. Alright, let's explain the opening sequence first, because well, the piston is now at the closing stage. Alright, in order to open the piston door, first we have to retract all of these blocks. Of course, all of these blocks needs to be retract into the frame of the piston door, in this case the 3x3 frame. After that, the water behind these coral blocks will gonna drain, making use of let's see here, there it is, making use of these dispensers. So that's one dispenser, another dispenser is in the middle of behind this sticky piston, another dispenser is right here. Those three dispensers we're gonna drain the water behind these coral blocks on two sides. So that is the one side and this is the other side of the piston door. Yes, this is two 3x3 piston doors stacked next to each other with a block gap in the middle for the water to flow down. Anyway, when the water is drained, because these blocks are now gone here, I mean go back into the floor, the wall and the ceiling, the water will gonna spill out everywhere. And to prevent that, I have here a post extender with these three sticky pistons. These three sticky pistons will gonna push up these three solid blocks to here to prevent the water from spilling out. After the water in there has drained up, this block will gonna retract back into the floor level so you can walk through. Let's watch that again. So yeah, the piston will close first, open first, then the water drain, and these blocks this block retract. Now as you can see here, this is just an experimental piston door, so there are still a lot of bugs. The water still spilling out and all of that, which makes this piston door very unreliable. And if you have a lot of redstone around you and you have just one water spill like that, it will create a very big disaster, because water and redstone doesn't really like each other. Anyway, so that is the opening. Let me explain again. First, these two 3x3 piston door, we're gonna retract like this into this stage. After that, the water here we're gonna drain because those three dispenser over there that I just showed you a moment ago activate again, and they were gonna drain the waters down to well, here. And when the water is draining, the sticky piston we're gonna extend for the water to not spilling out everywhere. After the water has drained out here, these three blocks we're gonna retract to the floor level like that, and you can walk through very smoothly like that. All right, so that is the opening of the piston door. Now I will gonna explain the closing. For the closing, first we have to dispense the water first. Waterlock these two stairs and this slab. The water gonna flow down here, and right when the water hits here, these two 3x3 piston we're gonna close up and block the water from spraying out. And because this side, the 3x3 piston door design that I use is a custom 3x3 which I designed, and so this side of the 3x3 piston door we're gonna close in, let's see here, close in, where is it? Oh, there it is. It will gonna close in 8 redstone tick longer than this side, so that means the water will have a chance to spilling out. That's why I have here a sticky piston to push this block to here, blocking the water from spilling out. And yeah, that's basically it. Let's watch that happen. So water first, then the 3x3 piston door, and also this block here we're gonna being pushed to here to block the water, and then retract. And yeah, that is basically it. That is all of the redstone here in a nutshell. I think I have explained it very clearly on how the piston door works. Of course, you can make a different piston layouts for this piston door, because all of these are custom. All of these redstone are custom made, and because of that I will not gonna do a tutorial for this piston door, because, well, first of all, it is humongous, as you can see, and the second reason is this piston has not been compact or anything, so I will gonna return to this piston door in the near future and make a working design, like a design that is smaller and more user friendly, and I will gonna fix all of the bugs. This is just an experimental piston door to experiment with the new concept of using the alive coral blocks to in a piston door. So yeah, and then now I have a challenge for you. If you are interested, go to your Minecraft world, your Minecraft redstone testing world, and try to make one of these piston door by yourself. It can be any size, 2x2, 3x3, 4x4. It is your choice, but I just want to see you guys make this concept and bring this concept to the bigger redstone community, because I think this is a very interesting concept in a piston door that I haven't seen anyone done in the redstone community. Alright, I think that is it for today. It's a very short episode because, well, I don't have a lot of time recording, but I hope you guys enjoy today's episode. That's it for today, and I will see you guys in the next episode of Funredstone. Goodbye and good luck to those who want to make this piston door.